What's up, Law? How you doing?
Oh man, I'm doing fine, man. Great and wonderful.
Yeah, good. I'm doing. Everybody, we've been working on this video for like 2 weeks. This is our second week, and we've been fighting through because you'll see there's a lot of technical stuff going on, and we're trying to deliver this to you because we know this is going to be great.
Yeah.
So we're here Saturday morning. We're here, but this is called the weekend pregame show. We just kept it very simple, and we're going to talk about the game that we play this coming week.
Yes.
All right, you ready, Law?
Man, I'm ready for it. Let's go.
All right, first we got the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
They're very similar to me, in my opinion. They're very similar to the Dallas Cowboys. So they have a lot of talent, but they can't quite put it together the way the media thinks they should put it together at all the times. Is that right?
I mean, you right on point with it, you know. So in the last 25 years, they haven't done anything. We haven't done anything. We've been a subpar 8-18. They've been a subpar probably 6-10 type of team. And now all of a sudden they got all of these weapons, and I'm expecting them to really show up and show out, especially against us. But we just got to bring them our best too.
Yeah. And I think we're gonna do it. So that was a perfect segment to a thing I call our five versus their five. So let's go over our five first. Here we go. Our top five. I'm gonna start with the man in the middle. I have been super. Look, where I'm with Dak, I was convinced on Dak like maybe 3 years ago, 2.5, 3 years ago. I was convinced on him at that point. But from that point, he has been stronger and stronger. And this year, he still has done things I didn't think he would do. The way he has kept his calm.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole, especially I said it in my video, that second game, the coaches was losing their minds, calling crazy play. I mean, everybody was losing their minds, getting nervous and all that kind of stuff. But Dak Prescott, he kept it right there the entire time. I know you're your boy. Go ahead and talk about him for a second.
Well, here's the thing is with Dak Prescott, and I know a lot of people going to throw all of the hate at him because of the fact that this is Dak Prescott and he never had a losing season. He never had a season that's below 500. So expectation land in Dallas Cowboys is a Super Bowl every year, but people got to realize we had Jace and Garrett. Now we got a new coach. Now they want this new coach to all of a sudden to have Dak Prescott to walk on water. He still got to go through some things. This is a new philosophy, a new system, although we got Kellen Moore. But I would still put my money on Dak right now in every major statistic category as it relates to quarterback.
Well, he's
number
first.
One. He's first. He's number one. Now, I do know this is the craziest thing, Shango, the great. Dak Prescott. You know, when he was doing these things in 2016, his rookie year, and the second year and the third year, people was like, hey, we don't care about the wins. We don't care about that. We want the stats.
Right.
Now he got
they flipped.
Now they said, hey, we want the wins, you know, so I can't make this stuff up. You remember that Shango, he can't pass
who can win with a quarterback that throws for 120 yards a game? Right. He's throwing up his pitiful stat line. And then he throws you 5,000 yards, and now you're like, oh, I want to win. Oh, no, you have an agenda.
Right.
That's it. But let's just move on from that. Now, I'm going to go to Cooper first, and then I'm going to go to, because Cooper has been huge this year. Right. Huge. Cooper is another player that we would probably be 0-3 if it wasn't for him, correct?
Extremely correct.
Yeah, the one hand catch. So Cooper, he's in my opinion turned out to be the leader of this group. He's again another calm head that heard all the clamoring. We want CD. We want CD. That's all we heard coming out the training camp. CD's the best wide receiver. And Cooper said, but he doesn't have my route tree.
He doesn't.
Yeah. Uh-oh, I didn't hit that. Let's go back.
A little sneak peek of the Cleveland Browns, but that's all good.
The sneak. Let's
My
go
thought,
back to Dallas.
my
Things
thoughts,
happen.
my
First
thoughts
show.
on, yeah, yeah.
Now,
My bad.
go ahead to Ezekiel Elliott. You talk about Zeke first, and then I'll talk about Zeke because I got some things I want to say.
Oh, Ezekiel Elliott, the path of the righteous man. Man, I really think that Ezekiel Elliott brings a lot to the table. I know that the numbers are not there, just like we would say with Dak Prescott, although Dak
Right.
Prescott got the numbers, but we don't have the wins. But it's the inverse with Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott is the quote unquote sixth offensive lineman. He sits back, he blocks, he makes sure that he keeps the quarterback upright. And on top of that, it's avoidance to run it to your right side because we got a guy named Terrence Steele that Ezekiel Elliott is averaging anywhere between 1 and 1.2 or something like that, less than 2 yards a carry on that side of the field. And I'm not trying to use the offensive line as a hindrance, but it is a hindrance because as soon as the ball is snapped, you got the opposing team living in the backfield. But I really
Yep.
think that Ezekiel Elliott, he still is one of the major key factors of this team. He's the reason why teams line up in a certain defensive way, and he is that guy. So hopefully this weekend we can see a little bit more out of him. But let's not sleep on Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah. My thing with Zeke doesn't have much to do with Zeke because I was convinced of Zeke his senior year or his junior year of Ohio State. So I don't need any kind of seeing the bench. I know what Zeke is. But the problem is organizational. And I'm not sure they have built the team with that flip-flop you're talking about, what we just talked about earlier. That flip-flop, when Dak was throwing the ball for 170 yards to 200 yards a game or whatever, that was great for Zeke. Because Zeke, you could put the game on Zeke's shoulders and let him carry you through because that's the type of running back he is. He's a carry you through the game type running back. He's not a fill in where I can while you're passing the ball type running back.
Right.
Those are scat backs. You can find those anywhere just to plug in to keep the defense honest. But Zeke is not that guy. So I don't know philosophy wise if they know how to use Zeke effectively in this current offense. You know what I'm saying? Even the thing at this point with the way our defense is, say it with me now, with how bad our defense is, we can't slow the game down and start handing the ball off to Zeke. We got to keep pounding you. We got to keep hitting you because we know if we slow down, you'll throw a couple of touchdowns. Even with Sam Darnold that sees ghosts constantly, he'll put my points on us like that. So I just don't see how they can use Zeke. So I'm very interested in this entire season to see, what he turns into in our offense.
Yeah, a bulk of Ezekiel Elliott yards are coming from the left side, and that's the reason why. If we put the ball in the belly of Ezekiel Elliott and expecting us to play complementary football, it'll be a lot of 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's crazy.
Kind of like the way we started the football game last week. It was two Tony Pollard, was it a end around or something like that, but they just used Zeke as a decoy right there at the beginning. I'm like, Zeke ain't no decoy. He's an elite running back. You stop him, and then we get fancy.
Right. It could be a Kellen Moore thing, though. But
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Got to keep your eyes on it. Keep your eyes on it. All right, now the two defensive guys on the end, both of them guys. Without those guys, come on, man. Where would this defense be? Alden Smith first.
Oh my goodness. I mean, the guy's on pace for 21 sacks, man. That is crazy, huh? All he did was didn't play football in the last 5 years, and he comes up, he shows up, he's ready on G, waiting on O. And there's a report that came out last week that the defense was too complex from our not our safety, but our middle linebacker, Jalen
Middle
Smith.
linebacker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Alden says all he does is says, "Hey, no, this defense is easy in my opinion. This defense is not that complex." So he's not making excuses. He knows how it feels to be working
Yeah.
in a factory. He knows how it feels to be not involved into the NFL or what have you. And he looking at
Yeah.
this as an opportunity to make something happen. So I believe that he's going to get after the Cleveland Browns quarterback, and he's going to be just that factor on this team this
Me
week.
too. One of my he was one of my favorite players before, the Dallas Cowboy thing happened.
Right.
And now that he's come back, I'm a little nervous. I'll be honest with you, because I've been down this road with him before, that he'll start doing well, and then all of a sudden, that's on his tape. You know what I'm saying? But what he's delivering us now, I'm absolutely loving it, and I'm a tad bit surprised. I mean, nobody comes off the couch from 5 years and does this to the NFL. Come on.
Rolling off the couch and, hey, let me make the quarterback my lunch. That's great.
Yeah, even Jordan had to get his legs back, remember?
Right,
He had to get his legs back. All right, and the last person is our boy Trevon Diggs. Another one. If he didn't come back and knock that ball out, I mean, this guy has been making plays every week. Now, he's not perfect just yet,
right?
But I'm gonna let you talk. I'm gonna say one thing that about him that I noticed, and that you can't tell until he gets on a football field with other men, and just how much dog he has in him. And he has a lot of dog. He's not afraid of nobody. I mean, he was going up with Julio. He's not afraid of nobody, and he will fight until that play is over. That's a good player.
Oh, yeah. There's two types of fans out there, fans that know the game and fans that don't. And they would look at the tape and say, hey, this guy got burnt or what have you, and not understanding the principle of being a press cover corner.
Yeah.
You got to be able to press, and your safety over the top give you that cushion. That safety over the top protects you. And what I'm seeing so much foolish stuff from Cowboy fans, and then I got to point out our own fans, believe it or not, saying, oh, he's trash, he got burned on that route, when you can clearly look at the film and see that the safety over the top is late on responding. He's supposed to be aggressive, he's supposed to redirect, he's supposed to knock the receiver off his marker so that the safety over the top can really give him that cushion if in the pinch that the guy get around him. By him being a rookie along, making those type of plays out there, Shango, come on.
Yeah.
This guy, not only could he had 3 interceptions, I can go back on film and point out that the safety over the top could have had at least 2.
With the safety, man, if he can compact that game and work on it, that would be and get a good complimentary guy on the other side. We have some people that can do that, but we just don't know what our corners look like. With safeties. We just don't.
We don't.
All right. And let's go over to the Cleveland Browns. I'm only worried about 2 guys on this list. And the one in the middle is my main cog. He's a powerful runner. And he's everything I was saying about Zeke, where he's the type of running back where you put that stuff on his shoulders and he just keeps pounding you. He does it. And I watched the game earlier this season just for scouting. It was Cleveland versus Cincinnati, and him and Mixon, they were just like delivering blows. I mean, it was just like they were trying to see which runner could be the most willful runner. Yeah. What do you see on Chubb?
Oh my goodness, dynamite. The thing is with Chubb is yes, you want him running in between the splits, because if he get on the outside against smaller defensive backs, he's going to lower the boom, and he is not afraid. He's a downhill runner, and on top of that, he got quickness and speed. So I think that the main focal point for the Dallas Cowboys is to slow him down, regardless of how we look at it. Yeah. And then I know Kareem Hunt is a little banged up, but you can't fall asleep on him as well.
It's the same thing.
He's a great breather for him. You're right.
Yeah. And with these two players, I'm gonna talk about Garrett in a second too. But with these two players, with Chubb and Garrett, it's 50% them that causes my fear, and the other 50% is us. We have issues stopping the run, and right now we have issues at tackle.
You're right.
So Miles could have a very big game with us if he starts going postal on us like he has done before.
My goodness, in war, you're always trying to figure out where's the soft spot at, where the chink in the armor is at. And I'm quite sure that Garrett, he looked at the LA Rams tape. He looked at the Atlanta Falcons tape. He looked at how Reed played from the inside on the last tape, Seattle Seahawks tape. And he said, oh, yeah. I'm finding my little chink in the armor. I'm going to penetrate this guy that's named Connor Williams. I'm going to make sure that I squeeze in between the A gap, and I'm going to get that quarterback, or I'm going to slide to the right. You know what I'm saying? And make sure that I point out somebody else that's kind of iffy or wimpy. And that's what he's going to do. He's a beast. And like you said, I believe we was talking off air, not only does he goes for the sack, he goes for the fumble. He punching out the ball. He trying to rip off the ball. He trying to make love to the ball while it's in the quarterback hands. And that is what he's going to do, believe it or not, like Ripley's.
Yeah. I'm afraid of that guy.
Oh, he's the
just a little bit.
Hey,
and it's the state of us.
Before you go a little bit further, you see that smile on his face, Shango?
Yeah.
That says it all.
Let's move on to Baker. Baker's we'll get into Baker a little bit more on the quarterback, but Baker doesn't cause fear. Sheldon Richardson, he's their leader of their defense. He's the guy that's going to be in charge of stopping Zeke, stopping that run. So us getting Zeke established ties into him, kind of leading his team against Zeke.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is a run stopper, a plugger.
Yeah.
I remember when he was on the market, and all I heard was,
"Me too.
We don't need him. Well, okay, we'll see him.
I remember I was there draft day, remembering like, man, because it was the Vikings that ended up getting him. He had a slow start, and everybody was like, yeah, we shouldn't have got him. But he has the talent. Sometimes players do that. Their talent takes over, and they become a real solid player, and that's what that guy is. Now, Odell Beckham Jr., I just don't know what to think about him right now. What do you think?
Well, he's an up and down player. He's not getting the recognition in the yardage that he normally gets or what have you. He's like 59th or as close to 60th ranked in wide receivers in total yards, something like that. But I would still not sleep on him. I think that he's still a veteran wide receiver at this point, so he will get veteran calls. So, and he's probably rubbing his hands together saying, oh, I'm going against the 27th, the 28th, and the 30th, and the 32nd collective rank defense as relates to coverage. If I can't find myself on the backside of this particular defense, boy, I don't know who I am. So I'm quite sure that he's going to be amped up to play against the Cowboys. He got family that's living in this area that's going to go at the game, be at the game. So he's going to show up and show out.
Yeah. Who do you think is going to cover him? Because I don't, as I did like Diggs on Julio and Metcalf, just because of the size thing and all that kind of stuff, he had to make up for the speed on both of them. But, he did well. But this guy is that shorter, shiftier. He's a totally different type player.
They line him up pretty much everywhere. It could be a shadow match between him and Jordan Lewis. I definitely don't think that Carr will be on him, but I do see Jordan Lewis, Worley, and some mixtures of Diggs.
All right, cool. I wonder how prepared Odell is, because I was sitting here watching him. He's got a YouTube gaming channel, and he's gaming like all the time. I'm like, what are you practicing, dude?
He said, I'm going up against the Dallas Cowboys secondary,
Yeah, I know, exactly. Get your stats. That's what Myles Garrett is doing. Myles Garrett is saying, I'm going to get my stats this week. You got to think about your stats. All right, speaking of stats, we got a quarterback matchup coming up. This is I'm doing this every week because of the Dak hate that he gets through his own fan base, and people want number one overall quarterback. So I really relish these weeks where we get to go head up against another number one overall quarterback and watch Dak's numbers just tower over him, just tower.
My goodness. The ratings, Dak Prescott is leading right now, 98 compared to
Yep.
91. The completions percentages and everything else will show that he's leading as far as attempts and yards. I like that. What's that RTD? What is that?
Running touchdowns, passing touchdowns and running touchdowns. You know what I had to do? It was there and it was 5 touchdowns and 2 interceptions for both of them. But I was like, that doesn't tell the complete story with Dak. Let me get them three rushing touchdowns in there because those are real. Those counted.
Yeah. Oh yeah, those 3 touchdowns right there. So yeah, and if people say, well, they don't count, then that's a lot of points, man. That's a lot of points that you remove off of this guy's resume.
Yeah.
So count those as points there. I think that Dak Prescott 1,188 yards will continue to go north. I think that Baker Mayfield, as you can look at this stat here, 564 yards, meaning that they're gonna depend on the legs of the running backs opposed to his arm. So if in a pinch, if they want to use Baker Mayfield like that, then try it. Hopefully we can get our first multiple interceptions in one type of groove. But I really think that this should be no comparison right now. Dak Prescott is that monster, right?
Yay. Yes. Keep showing them, Dak. Keep showing them, Dak. You should have paid him a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
All right, next we have a thing. We got keys to the game, and I'm going to bring both of our keys up. And I think both of them are pretty similar. Go ahead and hit yours first.
Well, find an offensive lineman that can block. This particular game is a situation. If we can keep the quarterback upright, if we can just find 1 or 2 alleyways, a lane for Ezekiel, the main man, Elliott, to squeeze through and run through, that will be a crucial point for this team. Also, pass rushing defender. This thing right here. If Alden Smith can be a dominant person on this line again, and it opens up something else for someone else, like maybe D-Law, maybe he can get a sack, maybe Everson, Griffin, or even Tyrone Crawford, since we love him so much. Maybe if he can get in the backfield and get to the quarterback, that would be a plus for us. And I think that we all believe in this, right? Get Ezekiel Elliott going. And the bottom line of my key also matches the top line. The offensive line got to play well, and Ezekiel Elliott must play well. And we gonna get this W if all of those things happen.
My thing is again, it's tying into your offensive line, and it's getting the ball out quick. There was instances where there was a fumble where Dak couldn't get the ball out and all that kind of stuff. And there's crying about Dak's not getting the ball out. And it's not that he's not really getting the ball out, it's the fact that he doesn't have time. He didn't have time like Russell Wilson had time. Russell Wilson was just sitting back there. Right. So we have to make sure our plays are designed to where it can get the ball out of his hands quick. Now we have the receivers to do it, Law.
We do.
Murray Cooper is open like that. CeeDee Lamb drag, bam, hit him. It's like so many ways we can get the balls into those guys quick. Figure it out and keep the pressure off the offensive line and that play. And again, I think I tapped on it earlier. They need to figure out Zeke's role in the offense. They have to figure it out. I can't see it, but I'm not getting paid a whole bunch of money to run a football team either. But right. I can't figure it out. They need to figure it out because Zeke needs to look like our best player simply because he is our best player on offense. Until CD matures. But right now he is our best player on offense, and he needs to look like that on Sundays. And the last one, I said something cool. I said match the willpower of Nick Chubb, because that's what you see when you see Nick running. It's like that willpower. Like, I'm going to get as much as I can, through this. I mean, when I was talking about a dog, and you don't know a dog until you put him on the field with other men. Nick Chubb's a dog.
Oh, yeah.
So you got to match the dog that's coming at you. That's your charge, Dallas Cowboys defense.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
All right, last thing. Got a viewer question. I'm gonna hit it to you first, DC, and all of you out there. Write in the comments what you think is wrong with DeMarcus Lawrence.
Man, my goodness. Well, DeMarcus Lawrence. Yeah, I don't think that we can call him Tank Lawrence or D Law.
No. There's no Tank.
Or
There's
DeMarcus
no
Law. None of that, until he get a sack. So what I'm going to call him.
And we forgot Hot Boys altogether.
Oh, my goodness. Just delete that, por favor. Please just delete Hot Boys out of our mental complex. All I can say is this right here. I'm just going to call him DeMarcus until he get a sack, right? I know he leading the team in pressure.
I'm going to call him DeMarcus. I'm going to talk about it.
But we, right. But we definitely going to have to see a little bit more out of him. I do know that he stopped the run or what have you, but we're not paying him north of $18 million or north of what? He getting what, 20 million, something like that? For pressures and quarterback rushes and stuff like that. We wanted to get this guy on the field, to get this guy down the field to sack the quarterback. So he's DeMarcus right now.
Yeah. So everybody, what do you think about DeMarcus? DeMarcus? Let us know in the comments. And this, I'm telling you, putting this together with him, it's been trying, but now it's on you. Subscribe, both channels, share, because we're going to put this work down and we're going to get it easier and easier on our end. But you guys, you're a part of this. You're a part. And I'll tell you how much you are more part of it. I'm going to take them deeper. Hey, Cowboy fans, you got two big YouTubers here, the Cowboys YouTubers. The Cowboys need to own YouTube forever. And it's on you now. We done our work over here. Send this thing out.
Yes, indeed. Really appreciate everybody. Like Shango the Great said, he's the legend. He's the reason why we all here, believe it or not. So hit that like button, subscribe, share, and let's go.
And we'll see you on Sunday.
Let's go.